Today we learned that hackers claim to have hacked into the computer systems of the airline that operates many of Donald Trump's deportation flights. The company is called Global X, and their flights for the
Trump's deportation machine just got exposed by hackers, and the data looks very real. Add to that, a top Trump security advisor was texting war plans from a hacked app during a cabinet meeting. And his punishment? He was replaced by Marco Rubio, who's now juggling 4 national jobs at once. National security? A punchline. Accountability? Gone. This isn't governance, it's a circus on fire. But it gets even darker when you dig into what Trump is actually doing while everyone's looking at his distractions. Social Security, the VA, Meals on Wheels, all gutted, and no one's paying attention, because that's exactly the plan. This week, the Trump administration got caught with its pants down. Again. But while the scandals dominate headlines, it's what's happening in the shadows that should terrify you. Hit subscribe. We break through the noise and expose the reality. It started with a bombshell report from 404 Media. Hackers claim to have infiltrated the airline used by Trump's deportation program, Global X. Not just the flight schedules, not just the manifests, all of it, including the exact deportation flights Trump used to secretly remove people even when courts told him to stop.
Those 3 flights, famously, were the ones that a federal judge ordered must be turned around and flown back to the United States. That's an order the Trump administration did not.
Let that sink in. A federal court order was ignored, just like that. And now, that entire deportation program is potentially compromised because Trump's contractors couldn't secure basic systems. But that's just part 1. While all that chaos unfolds, another explosive twist drops. At a White House cabinet meeting, yes, a real cabinet meeting, a Trump national security advisor is caught on camera.
Phone, or using his phone at least, at that cabinet meeting, and appearing like he was still using something that looked very much like Signal to chat with multiple high-ranking government.
Not just texting, discussing war plans on a compromised app in plain view. The Trump camp? Silence. Deflect. Pretend it doesn't matter, but it does. Especially when the hacked app is tied directly to Trump's security circle.
It wasn't the original Signal app. It was a different version of Signal called Telemessage, made by a different company that appears to be considerably less secure than Signal.
And what happened next?
Telemessage has now suspended its operations, which is going to be so inconvenient for the whole Trump administration national security apparatus that was apparently using it amongst themselves.
Let's be clear, an administration already under fire for breaking laws was using an insecure private messaging app to communicate high-level war plans. They got hacked, the company shut down, and Trump, he fired the advisor and gave Marco Rubio 4 jobs at once.
He was fired and replaced by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who is also simultaneously the archivist of the United States now and the acting administrator of USAID and now national security advisor as well.
That's not policy, that's parody. Rather than owning up to incompetence, they're throwing more power into fewer, even less qualified hands. The defense is a joke, the danger is real, and here's where the shiny object game starts to unravel. Jen Psaki, former White House press secretary and now MSNBC host, lays it out with brutal clarity.
But I think we've also learned a lot about what Donald Trump tries to do. He tries to flood the zone, but he also tries to wave the shiny ball.
While the media focuses on headline-grabbing outrage, Alcatraz? Really?
He announced he wants to reopen Alcatraz.
The real damage is happening quietly.
The Social Security checks running late. It's the Head Start offices closing. It's Meals on Wheels being shut down. And
this is what's being ignored. While Trump shouts about the border, he's bleeding Social Security dry. While headlines track tweets and tantrums, veterans can't get care. Head Start is vanishing. Seniors are missing meals. And instead of explaining, his White House dismantles oversight.
The Washington Post now reports that some senior White House officials are, quote, questioning the need for a traditional National Security Council.
This isn't just dysfunction, it's by design. No council, no oversight, no security, just chaos, wrapped in spectacle. Trump's distractions are working because they're meant to, but the cost isn't headlines, it's human lives. If you thought it couldn't get worse, buckle up. The real kicker isn't the hacks. It's not even the fact that Marco Rubio, yes, that Marco Rubio, now oversees the National Security Council, US USAID, the State Department, and National Archives at the same time. It's what Trump's administration is actively dismantling while this circus plays out.
The news is not really happening in the White House briefing room. Like, that's not a place where people are getting, like, you can take it to the bank. It's not the room where it happens. No, it's not take it to the bank information. And we're not getting news and information from the White House other than sort of proclamations and provocations and occasional scandals.
There is no real communication, no accountability, no transparency, just chaos from the top and destruction at the bottom.
Privacy, it's the Social Security checks running late, it's the Head Start offices closing, it's Meals on Wheels being shut down, and
people are losing services they rely on to survive, while Trump plays ringmaster for cable news.
He's also trying to gain access to people's private information and personal data.
And that's the hidden agenda. While the headlines scream about Alcatraz, hackers, or the next outrageous stunt, the administration is quietly gutting systems, eroding data privacy, and silencing watchdogs, as Psaki warns.
And so I think it's incumbent upon us to not follow the shiny ball. You always say, don't let him jerk your chain, I think is what you say, but not follow the things he's trying to get us to pay attention to and to dig deeper into the things that he made.
Because that's where the real betrayal is. The scandals are loud, but the damage is silent. The time the show closes, the truth is unmistakable.
One of them. But every day you have to make choices and decisions.
And this White House, they've chosen distraction over duty. They've chosen media stunts over national security. And they've chosen to quietly bleed dry the very programs that protect everyday Americans. Psaki doesn't mince words.
What we need to be reading the fine print on, I know you are and I will be, is what he is doing to the Social Security system and administration. It's cutting off.
This isn't just incompetence, it's sabotage wrapped in misdirection. And it's working, because most people are too overwhelmed by the chaos to notice what's being stolen. Meanwhile, the Trump team is building a bubble where no one is held accountable. No National Security Council, no meaningful briefings, no oversight, just power hoarded by the few and silence for everyone else. And instead of fixing it, they mock it.
Jobs, right? If he thought any one of those jobs was a real job, he wouldn't give the person holding that job lots of other jobs too.
That's not a leadership strategy. It's a warning sign, one we've ignored before, one we can't afford to ignore again. They're not hiding the chaos anymore. They're counting on us to be too distracted to care, but we see it, we're tracking it, and we're not looking.
If you want more no BS takedowns, deep dives, and sharp analysis, you know what to do. Subscribe, hit the bell, and share this with someone who still thinks Trump 2.0 is about strength. This isn't strength. It's a national disaster unfolding in real time.